Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought I'd do a one brand makeup look. So I was thinking about all the brands I have and what I have the most of and what are my favourite brands. I think Sleek by far was way out there. I have so much Sleek products and also a variety of Sleek products, whereas I think I have quite a lot of Makeup Revolution stuff as well, but not so much of a variety of things, I think. But Sleek is definitely one of my favourite drugstore brands. Super affordable, super great quality. I know a lot of people do love Sleek as well, and it's just really taking off with Sleek, I think, and it's a lovely brand. So I thought I'd do that today. So I've got all of the Sleek products that I own here. I thought I'd do a mini like Sleek collection type thing as well in this video, so 2-in-1 I guess. So yeah, so if you like to see how I achieve a full face of makeup using only Sleek products, then just keep watching. Okay, so I don't have a primer from Sleek, but I'm going to go in with an illuminator instead. I have the Bare Kissed Illuminator in Casablanca, which may look very pink on camera, and it is very pink, but actually once you've put it into your skin and you've blended it in, it isn't super pink on the skin. It just creates a really lovely glow to the skin. So I'm going to use this as my primer plus illuminator type product. I actually don't own a foundation from Sleek, instead I own a CC cream. I've used this quite a few times in my videos because I really love it, and I have mine in the shade Fair, and it's just a really lovely light coverage face product. I mean, it is actually very buildable as well, so you can build it up on the skin, but for like the everyday natural look, this is lovely. I'm just going to buff this in using my Real Techniques sculpting brush. For concealer, I'm going with their Corrector and Concealer palette. I have mine in the shade, this is the palette 02. So it comes with quite a light concealer shade, kind of this almost peachy toned concealer shade, which I use for under my eyes to do a little bit of colour correcting, and then it also comes with a yellow powder to brighten as well. So I'm going to go in with that middle shade first. Like I said, just do a little bit of colour correcting under my eyes. Considering it's drugstore, I think that gives a very good coverage under the eyes. So then I'm going to go in with the concealer, which is a slightly lighter shade, and just conceal all my usual areas and also use it to highlight slightly as well. Oh, and I'm using my Real Techniques Dulux crease brush for this. Then I'm going to take the powder shade just to go ahead and set all those places I put the concealer. Now moving on to the eyes, I have 6 Sleek palettes here that I own. So I have the original palette, which I did a video not too long ago on, where I created as many looks as I could using just this palette. I have the Sunset palette, which again is very beautiful summer palette, I think, and just lovely colours, oranges, reds. I think I'm going to go for oranges and reds and browns in this video today. I also own the Au Naturel palette, which is probably my most used palette, as you could probably tell, because it does have just a very lovely neutral everyday shades that you could possibly want in this palette. Another lovely one is the Enchanted Forest palette, and again I have a video on this palette right here, and it's a very popular video of mine, so I will link that down below if you like to check it out. I think I did a very kind of green and purple inspired look using this, and it's just again a very beautiful palette, and I love the names they give these palettes as well, with all the different colour eyeshadows. Lovely. I do own 2 limited edition palettes as well from Sleek, so I've got the Candy palette, which is very bright, very fun, love that a lot. And then one of the newer ones they've had out is the Whimsical Collection palette, which is very much pastel based, lovely again. I have to say it's slightly less pigmented than the other Sleek palettes for some reason, especially the matte shades, but still a lovely palette. If you use a white base underneath or wet the brush, then it gets a lovely pigmentation to them. But I just think in comparison to the other ones, for some reason this palette's just not as pigmented in my opinion, but still a very lovely palette anyway. I am just first of all going to go in with the Au Naturel palette because I don't actually own a brow product, so I'm going to use this dark brown shade from here just to fill out my brows very lightly. I don't want anything too harsh. So like I said, I think I'm going to go for browns, reds, oranges, golds on my eyes. So for a base cut, like a transition shade, I'm going to go in with orange shade here from the Au Naturel palette and just use this as my transition shade for all the rest of the colours. So then I'm going to go in with the Sunset palette. I'm going to take in this brownie reddy shade here. I'm just going to start packing this on the outer corner of my eye. I'm probably going to bring in about a third of the way in. Then take a fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend that out. Then for the inner part of the lid, I'm going to want something a bit more gold, so I'm going in with the Enchanted Forest palette, taking that beautiful gold shade here and focusing that on the inner corner of my eye. And then I just fancy deepening up the crease a bit more, so I'm going to go back to the Au Naturel palette and I'm going to take that same brown shade I used for my brows and just really focus this on into the crease. Then going back in with the fluffy brush just to blend it all out. Then I want to really deepen out the outer edges, so I'm taking this kind of more cool toned brown just here and really focusing this on the outer section of my eye. Like I said, just to deepen it up a little bit. And like I said, because I do want it to be a slightly more reddy toned brown eye look, I'm going to go in with this shade just here from the Sunset palette again, which is very much a bronzy red tone, and just go over the top of where I put that brown, because it will then allow for the darkness of that brown to show through, but it will just allow a hint of red as well, which I think would be very pretty on the eye. Then I just want to add a bit of black on the outer corners and along the lower lash line, so I'm going back to my Originals palette and taking the matte black shade and very lightly kind of run this on the outer corner and drag it along the lash line as well. And like I said, I'll just go in and blend that out a little bit. I just want to quickly run something along my brow bone, so I'm going in with the Whimsical palette, taking this lovely kind of light pink tone shimmer and just popping that along the brow bone. Like that. You know what, I am just going to add a little bit to the inner corner. And for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with that same black I used earlier and pop this on the lower lash line, and then I'm going to smoke it out using a different colour. I'm going to pop a bit along here. I think to smoke it out, I'm going to take this copper shade here from the Originals palette and just help smoke that out a little bit and blend it out. It's less intense. This gold from the Enchanted palette just to go over the top of it, just to add a little bit of gold shimmer to it as well. Now the one thing of Sleek I don't have, which I did used to because I did use it in a couple of my previous old videos, was the mascara. I don't know if I lost it or I chucked it because it was drying out. So for this part I am just going to use a different mascara. So that's the eye portion done. Moving back to the face, I'm going to take my Sleek contour kit in the shade Light, which looks like this, taking the darker shade to contour my usual areas. So I'm going to take this on my cheekbones, put it on my forehead, on my jawline, and just a very small amount down my nose. And then before I blend that in, I am going to go in with this lighter contour shade here, and because it's quite warm on my skin, I'm going to use it as a bronzer, a cream bronzer. So I'm literally going to go on top of where I put dark shade, and where I typically put the bronzer. Then I'm going to take the same brush I used for my foundation and buff that into my skin. And that's the reason why I didn't set my entire face earlier and just to conceal areas, because I knew I was going to be putting cream product on afterwards. I really love this contour kit because it just gives the most natural contour you could want. Obviously it's very buildable if you want a more deeper contour for an evening, but I just think you don't always want a really extreme contour, and this is just a lovely palette to do that. And actually I'm not going to set the rest of my face, but I'm going to go with blusher now. And I own 5 of the Blush by 3 palettes. So I own Pink Lemonade, which comes with 2 powders, 1 cream. I own Sugar, which is 3 powders. I'd use this more in the autumn winter time. It's a very beautiful palette. I've got Lace, which is 3 orange powders. You've got Shimmer 2 mattes. I've got Pumpkin, which is 3 very bright, vibrant powder blushers. And then the very first Blush by 3 palette I got was California, and these are all cream products. Now, I think as this is the first blush palette I got from Sleek, I'm going to stick with this palette for today's tutorial. I'm going to go with... which one to go with? You know what, I think I'm going to go for this middle one, the Surf, because I don't think I've used it that often. It's quite a light blusher, but I feel because I've gone quite heavy-ish with the eyes, it might be quite nice. So let's just see, shall we? Oh, that's pretty. It's got a slight shimmer to it as well. So it helps get a really pretty glow on the skin. Now for highlight, I own 2 of their highlighting palettes, but I think it's pretty obvious which one I'm going to go for because it is my favourite. So I do own the Precious Metals palette, which looks like this. It comes with 3 creams and 1 powder. I think this probably is much nicer on slightly deeper skin tones because it's more gold based. But the one I'm going to go with, and I know I use it all the time in videos, but I just love it, is the Solstice palette, which is just, you get 3 powders, 1 cream, and it is just my favourite, in particular the orange shade. It's the one I always use, so it's the one I'm going to go for today, just because it is genuinely my favourite, and these are just so pigmented as well, so let's go. See. Now for lips, I own a relatively I own quite a few of the lip products from Sleek. I have 5 lip pencils. 2 of them are brown, so I've got a rich brown and a soft brown, which are really nice if you want to create a typical 90s grungy look, so they're lovely. And then I've got 3 of their new, I believe this is part of their VIP range, shade Macaroon, which is very much a nude colour. I have Spiced Orange, which is an orange, and then Lychee, which is slightly more of a pink. I also own 4 of their VIP lipsticks. So I have a nude colour, which is Private Booth. This is one I wear quite a lot on a regular basis. Gorgeous orange, which is called Guest List, which is a lovely summer shade. I have this hot pink colour, which is called Hot Toddy. Again, very beautiful summer. And then another orange shade, but slightly more on the intense side. This is the shade Flaunt It, which again is very beautiful. And I own 3 of their Matte Me Ultra Smooth Matte Lip Creams. I don't own any of the new shades. I know they've got a whole bunch of new, slightly darker reds, purples, which I'm dying to get my hands on. But I've got 3 of relatively that oldish collection. So I own Petal, which is very much a nude. I own Party Pink, which to me is more of a red than a pink, but it's very beautiful. And then this Fandango Purple, which is a very vibrant purple colour. So I think I'm going to create a slight ombre lip look today. So first of all, to line my lips, I'm using the Sleek pencil in Lychee. And that's just going to help act as a guideline for my next product. So I'm using the Matte Me Lip Cream in Party Pink, which, like I said, I think comes out more as a red colour. Now you may think it's a bit pointless me putting that lip pencil down below because you can't see it, but for me, having a lip pencil, putting it down first, for some reason it helps me be more precise with my lip cream, or like lip product afterwards. And then to create that slight ombre look, I'm taking the Lip VIP lipstick in Private Booth and just popping this on the centre of my lips. So that it completes the sleek full face makeup look. I really hope you enjoyed this makeup look. It is probably more on the evening side, definitely a summer kind of look, I think, with browns, coppers, reds, very pretty. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're not, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.